Afghanistan. We've been talking about it all morning. Pretty violent scene overnight. The Taliban now is claiming responsibility for a deadly attack near a NATO base that left 9 people dead. The Taliban says it's all retaliation over the burning of Qurans. The attack follows another attack that happened over the weekend. 2 American officers were shot dead. It wasn't on the battlefield, but in their office inside a highly secured government building. The person who pulled the trigger has still not been caught. Joining us this morning is Republican Congressman Howard McKeon of California. He's the chairman of the House Armed Services Committee. It's nice to see you, sir. Thanks for talking with us. Let's talk a little bit about these protests that we have seen continue to spiral out of control across Afghanistan now. Are you surprised when you see the degree to which they're growing and not showing any signs of stopping?
Well, it just shows what an unstable condition it is over there. And we have made progress, but that progress is fragile, and we can see that it's very fragile. So the thought of 2 officers killed sitting at their desk, it's a very scary situation.
Oh, absolutely, because it speaks to someone's ability to infiltrate and obviously have access to those very officers. What do you think is really behind all these protests? I mean, obviously, in some way, it is about the Quran burning, but seems to me, and I think many others, that it's not just about that.
Well, I think it starts there, but the Taliban looks for any excuse that they can get to fire people up and to turn them against us. I mean, we're there to protect our interests in the area ever since they trained there to perform the 9/11 attacks. And it's to our interest to make sure that that doesn't ever happen again and to give the Afghan people the ability to protect themselves. We're there to train them and to dismantle, defeat the Taliban, but at the same time to train the Afghan security forces so they'll be able to protect themselves. If we're not able to do that, and the timelines that the president has put us under and the withdrawal of the troops before we've had the opportunity to do that puts us in a precarious situation.
The president has apologized, and some people have said that it was a mistake for him to apologize. Others have said that apology is the right thing to do. In either case, it doesn't seem to be making much of a difference. Hamid Karzai has also pretty much called for calm among his own people. That also doesn't seem to be making much of a difference. What do you think of the president's apology?
Well, I get tired of apologies. I think if the president is doing it because he thinks it will save lives of our troops, I commend him for that. But I think that it's probably not the right strategy. As we can see, it hasn't done anything to calm things down. I get tired of the fact that we apologize when they kill our people. And I just have a real problem with that. I think that,
what is the right strategy then?
Well, it's a difficult situation, but I think when the president gives timelines, not based on conditions on the ground, that's the thing that puts us in jeopardy. I supported when he sent the troops there to provide the additional manpower to make the progress that we needed. He didn't send the amount that the generals requested, but it still gave us more support there, and we made great gains in the south. We're trying to make those gains now in the north and in the east, but he pulled 10,000 troops out this year. He's talking about pulling out another 20,000 plus this year before the fighting season's over. Instead of following timelines, we ought to make these changes based on conditions on the ground recommended by our leaders, General Allen, and those who are in charge over there. That gives us the best support to achieve the mission that we have. You know, we've committed a lot of lives and a lot of treasure over there. And to pull our troops out before we've accomplished it, without doing it based on the conditions on the ground, I think puts us in great jeopardy.
Michelle, you wanted to jump in and ask a question.
I keep hearing Republicans say, you know, why aren't they apologizing to us for the deaths of our soldiers? And I guess I want to ask, has there ever been a situation that you're aware of in American history where an occupied people apologizes to the occupier for the things that they do to try to drive the hated occupier out?
Well, I think this goes back before occupiers. I think when they've cut the heads off on television of unarmed, non-combatant people, nobody has ever apologized for that. And I think that the American people see our young people going over there, putting their lives at risk, and then hearing our leaders apologize for things that they do. I just think that people are fed up with that.
Congressman, Howard Buck McKeon joining us this morning. Thanks for being with us. We appreciate your time, sir.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You bet.